where the major challenges are going to emanate are mostly involving students' activities. First, ensuring social distancing within the hostels is going to be a very serious challenge, in view of the fact that currently the hostels are already overcrowded. So an overcrowded hostel already, there needs to be spaced, meaning for a room that usually contains 4 to 6 students, it's not supposed to be made available to only 2 or at most 3 in order to ensure the social distancing. So this now will pose a great challenge of providing accommodation to most of the students in the institutions. Library usage is another area. Our libraries usually house between 100 to some bigger libraries up to 200 users at a particular time. So having to contain 100 or more users in a particular library means that there is going to be some additional challenge in terms of accommodating. Another area is that of sports. Sporting facilities in the institutions. Usually sports involve the participants, those that are actively participating in the sports, and also the viewers or the spectators. Ensuring social distancing within the spectators, as well as the sports, men and women, can also pose a great challenge. Another area is that of lecture halls or lecturing. In lecture hall usage, already our lecture halls in most cases are overcrowded. So now to ensure social distancing within the lecture halls, it is going to be a challenge, meaning that there will be need for additional infrastructure. We don't have any we don't have an end in sight as far as this pandemic is concerned. Therefore, all hands has to be on deck to ensure that we have planned appropriately for measures that are going to contain the spread of the disease. Most of the participants in the higher institutions are not those that are in most vulnerable group. If you look at the history of the pandemic so far, if you check all the statistics, you see that the most vulnerable group are the elderly. But you see, the challenge is that the students, the less vulnerable group, who made up most of the students in the higher institutions, will now interact among themselves. The possibility is there for the spread of the virus within the less active group, who will now serve as carriers that will take the virus home to their parents, to their grandparents who are most vulnerable. That is why it is very pertinent that if schools are to open, all these measures should be put in place. We have to sit down and think deeply to come up with proper measures that are going to contain the spread of the virus and ensure that the schools move smoothly without endangering the public. In view of the general increase of the viral infection across the country, it generally indicates a plateauing curve, which means the rate at which the virus is spreading compared to the early months of the infection is slowing. So in view of that, it is considerable for us to look forward to commencing schools generally in the country, because it is very, very important to ensure that the school year is completed in view of the fact that the students are at home, and then online teaching and other means of reaching the students is not as effective as we thought it will be. So that is that emphasizes the need for the schools to reopen.